So to become super user, okay, you will be going for su command, okay, and after that su command, it will ask you to enter the password, okay. Once you enter the password, you will become the super user, okay. The root password you have to enter, okay. So root password, if you enter, you can become the super user. Any user who knows the root password can become the super user, okay. So here, suppose if there is a person by name SH, okay, there is a person by name SH, and he would like to become a super user, okay, so what he will do? He will enter su command, and after that he will be prompted to enter the password. He will enter root password, and after that when he check for his PWD, what is PWD? Present working directory. So PW stands for present working directory. So if we go for checking his present working directory, this will be his present working directory. Okay. So whatever the file, okay, will be stored in this folder, home sh. Okay. You can see here, in my case it is, okay, home inside this Lenovo. Okay, here I'll be saving all the files. Okay. Same way, he will be given this path to work. Okay, this all the files will be saved here. Okay. So from super user access, we can switch to other user. Okay. Yeah, now you don't want to become a super user, you want to become a normal, some other user, okay, not root user. Okay. So what he can do? He can type su command, for example, okay, su minus, okay, you can give some name, okay, Henry. Okay. Now, so now you are not a super user, your username is Henry. Okay. Is it clear? So this is about root login. Okay. So root login. So to root login, you should have a root password. Okay. Then if you want to become a root login user, okay, then you have to go for su command. Okay. Su command, if at all you know the root password, then you can become the root user or super user. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if at all you have Ubuntu or Unix, Ubuntu or Unix operating system, you can execute these commands. Okay. So moving on to the next topic, file. Okay, or file system. Okay. So coming to the file. Okay. So file, it is a container for storing the information. Okay. So file is just a container for storing the information. You can store any, it can be anything. It can be a text or number or any characters. Okay. So usually we call it as array of bytes. Okay. One character, one byte. Okay. So usually the files is array of a sequence of bytes. Okay. And file size you will be having, for example, 200 KB. Okay. 100 MB. So these are the file size in terms of bytes. Okay. And all the information about the files. Okay. For example, file size, name of the file, permission about the file. Okay. All this information will be available in the Unix kernel. Okay. So Unix kernel is responsible for storing all the file related information. Okay. So next, Unix treats every directory. Okay. So in Unix, we treat every directory or device as a file. Okay. So this is one of the speciality of Unix. Okay. Everything. Okay. Every device. Okay. For example, it can be a printer or a memory or a CD. Okay. Or it can be a scanner. Okay. Any hard disk. Everything will be treated as a file. Okay. Even the directory, okay, or we call it as a folder, everything will be treated as a file. Okay. So that is one of the speciality of Unix. Okay. So in Unix, there are three categories of files. The ordinary file, directory file and device file. Okay, so ordinary file is nothing but it is a regular file. So ordinary file, it is a regular file, okay, and it contains only data as a stream of characters. Okay, the ordinary file, it is simple as your text file. Okay, and in ordinary file there are two types. Okay, one is text file, another one is binary file. Okay, so text file and binary file. So in the text file you will find printable characters. Okay, so in the text file you will find printable characters. For example, your C program file, okay, Java file, or even shell programming file, everything is a text file where you can find characters, correct? You use characters to create a C program or Java program. Okay, next, when it comes to binary file, so in binary file you will be having printable, okay, printable as well as unprintable characters. Okay, so in the binary file we will be having printable and unprintable characters. So for example, your image file or video file, okay, object code, okay, so sound file, okay, all executable files. So these are all comes under binary files. Okay, so in ordinary there are two types of file. One is a text file which will have simple characters. Okay, and next one is binary file which will have printable and unprintable. Next one is directory file. Okay, so the directory file, it contains the names and numbers associated with each name. Okay, you all know directory, correct? So inside directory you will be having subdirectories, or you may be having files, correct? So all the information about that subdirectories and the files will be stored in a special file. We call it as directory files. Okay, you can see an example here. So this is, so this is a directory name. Okay, this is a directory name, and inside that I have few directories and files. Okay, so these are few directories and files. So this is a directory, the subdirectories you can call, because it comes under this main directory. Okay, and we have files. Okay, and every directory or subdirectory, they are associated with a number. Okay, they will be having unique number which we call it as inode. Okay, so inode, so inode is a number associated with the directory or a file. Okay, so like this it will be having the list. Okay, so this is what you can find inside directory file. So you can consider this as a directory file which will be having name and inode, okay, or directory number. So the next one is a device file. Okay, so in Unix, everything, all the devices are also treated as a file. Okay, so all the device and peripherals are represented by files. Okay, everything is treated as files. Okay, for example, you are connecting a pen drive. Okay, if at all you want to read or write to that pen drive, then you have to perform the operation which is there inside this device file. Okay, so every device, pen drive will be having their own file, CD will be having their own file. Okay, so all those files are called as device files. Okay, and all the device files you can find inside this directory. Okay, so I can show you that directory here. Okay, yeah, you can see here DEV. So this is a device file directory. Okay, inside this you will be having directory files. Okay, so this is for keyboard input and output files, error. Okay, so these are different files, okay, device files which you can find inside DEV directory. Okay, so mainly categories of file: ordinary files, directory file and device files. So moving on to the next one. Okay, what is a file name? Okay, how you are to give a name to a file in Unix? So in Unix operating system, a file name can go up to 255 characters. Okay, the length of the file name can go up to 255 characters. Okay, but we will always keep the file name simple. Okay, we will not go use all 255 characters. Okay, and a file may not have extensions. Okay, you can give the extension .txt. Okay, or you can give the extension .sh if it is a shell program. Okay, so it is not mandatory that you have to give the extensions. Okay, and consist of any ASCII character file name other than slash and null characters. Okay, any character you can have other than these two characters. Okay, so these are some valid file names. Okay, you can see these are some valid file names. You can use dollar symbol in file name in Unix. Percentage you can use. Okay, but whereas if you go for Windows, they don't allow special characters. Correct? Okay, so Unix you can start a file name with a dot. Okay, so you can have even curly braces. Okay, open bracket, closing bracket, percentage. So these are some of the valid file names. Okay, even though it will allow all the special characters, but it is recommended that we have to use only these characters. Okay, so but it is recommended that only following characters need to be used in the file names. Okay, so to make the file name simple, okay, we usually go for alphabets, numbers, or period symbol, that is dot, okay, hyphen, or underscore. Okay, usually in a file we use these characters. We don't use dollar or percentage or any other special character, even though it is permitted to use. Okay, so you are permitted to use control characters or any non-printable characters in the file name. Okay, then coming to the extension, even though there is no restriction on the extension, okay, but if you are using some application to run the program, okay, for example, if you are using compiler, C compiler, okay, to execute the C program, then for example, turbo C, if you are using, you have to use the extensions. Okay, so if you are using C program, you have to end with the .c. Okay, coming to SQL, okay, if you are using SQL application for database, okay, Oracle, the Oracle requires .sql extension. Okay, so these extensions are required for the application, but not the Unix operating system. Okay, and next one is Unix file names are case sensitive. Okay, so these are different file names. Okay, chapter 01 and capital C. See here, and these are all capital letters. Now these three are different file names. Okay, you can have all these three files in the same directory. Okay, so these three are considered different because here we are using capital C and here we are using capital CHAP. Okay, all three are different. Okay, and next one is parent child relationship. Okay, in Unix all the files are stored in tree like structure. Okay, so in Windows also we go for tree like structure for storing the files and directories. Okay, and even in Unix also we go for tree like structure. Okay, so this is an example. You can see here the topmost one we call it as a root. Okay, so it is a root directory, okay, which is indicated using forward slash. So this is very important. Okay, so this forward slash, okay, it is a root directory, and inside root directory we have five sub directories. Okay, etc, bin, usr1, dv, temp. So these are all sub directories. Okay, And next one, inside bin, we have again two subdirectories or file. Okay, these two are files, date and cal. These are files. Okay, this is a directory. Okay, now for date and cal file, the home parent is bin. Okay, or I can call date and cal. Cal. They are child of parent bin. Okay, so bin is a parent, date and cal they are childs. Okay, so this diagram shows the parent-child relationship of the files. Okay. And next, coming to what are the directories we have in Unix file system. Okay, so here you can see we have different directories. Correct. So why we use these directories? Okay, so I'll explain here itself. Okay, so in the bin you will be having command files. Okay, so these are all command files. Cal, okay, cat, some familiar commands, clear, cut, date, clear, date. So these are all you can find inside which directory? Bin directory. Okay. So next one is dev. Okay. So Srikanth, 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 are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you can find inside the dev directory? What will be there in
Uh,
dev directory? ಮಲಗ್ತಿದ್ರಾ ಮಲಗಿದ್ರನಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ ಶ್ರೀಕಾಂತ್ why dev file is used in a directory? Nikita, Nikita, Nikita.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why dev file is directory is used? What you can find inside dev? Hmm? Can you read this line? What is there in dev directory? Hmm? What is there, Nikita, inside the dev directory? All device file names,
Device
correct?
file.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So all device file names you can find inside a dev directory. Okay. So next one is etc. Okay. So etc directory it will be having all system configuration files. Okay. So these are all system configuration files. You can see the extension .con. It is all configuration files. Okay, so all the configuration files will be there inside the etc directory. And the next one is the home directory. So this is a home directory where you will be saving all the files. Okay. So these are all the files which I had created for execution. Okay, so that is home directory. Next one is lib. Okay, so lib is meant for storing library files. Okay, so these are all library files. Okay, which is required for executing the commands. Next one is sbin. Okay, so here you'll be having all the files or the program that is used by the system or system admin. Okay, so here you'll be having different files or programs, okay, which are used by the system or system admin. Okay, next tmp. uh, so tmp, it is a temporary file. So it is the directory where we are storing all the temporary files. Okay, so whenever you reboot the system, so this directory will be cleared. Okay, so temporary files will be placed in this temporary directory. Next one is USR. Okay, so USR will be having programs, libraries, or additional documents. Okay, so additional documents, everything will be there inside this. Okay. And coming to the last one, VAR. So it's here you'll be having variable files. So different varieties of files. So for example, log files. Okay, it will be having log files, and it will be having some temporary files. Okay, files that are cached. Okay, some library files. Okay, then the files related to mail or print. Okay, everything will be there in this where directory. Okay, so these are the different directories we have in Unix system. Okay, so this is a list. Just to go through this. Okay, so these are the list of directories. So moving on to the next topic, home variable. Okay, home variable or home directory. So you can see here, this is my home directory, correct? Where is the home directory? I am inside Zybin, so I'm using this software. Okay, this is the home directory. Inside that there is a folder Lenovo, and inside this I'm saving the files. So this is my home directory. Okay, home inside Lenovo, and this is my home directory. Okay, when you log on to the system, Unix automatically places you in a directory. Okay, when you log on to the system, it will automatically places you in a file or in a directory. We call it as home directory. So this is home directory, and it is created by the system. Okay, so I will not create this folder home. Okay, so this is a folder which is created by the system. Okay, when you are installing the Unix operating system, so these folders are created automatically. Okay, so it is created by the system when the user account is opened. Okay, so for example, if the login username is user1, then he will be having the path home user1. Okay, but now it is in my case it is home Lenovo. Okay, so that is the home directory. Okay, it is taking the name of the system. Okay, so how to see, okay, how to see the home directory of the user? If I want to see my own home directory, okay, so for that I should use a variable. So this is called as a variable. Remember, it is not an argument. Okay, we use a special name, that is variable. So we are using dollar symbol, correct? So whenever you use a dollar symbol, we call it as a variable. Okay, in the previous one we saw variable dollar path, correct? Okay, so this is one more variable, dollar home. Okay, so Here. Clear the screen. Echo dollar home. Okay. What it is giving? My home directory is home Lenovo. So this is my first slash indicates what? What does the first slash indicates? Nayana. Nayana. What does the first slash indicates? What does the first slash
Command.
indicates?
Command.
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 Yes, ma'am.
I need to show you the slides once again. What does this indicates? The top is called as root. It is indicated by forward slash. So what is that called as? It is called as what? Root directory, or we call it as root. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this first slash, what you see, it is called as root. Okay. Inside the root, what you have? The first directory after root, what you have? Home. Okay. After that, you have Lenovo. Okay. So this is what there in my case. Okay. So first, this is my root directory, and inside root directory, I have home. Okay. After home, I have Lenovo. So this is my home directory. Okay. So that is what, how to find a home directory by using this variable. Okay. So this is a variable $home. Okay. So what is the command to display? The command is echo, and variable I am using is $home. Okay. So this is actually an argument. Okay. For this argument, the special name is variable. Okay. Since we are using dollar, so it is called as a variable. Okay. So there is one more way of finding. Okay. So either you can go for the symbol, the tilt symbol. Okay. I can go for echo tilt. Okay. Even this symbol also will give you the home directory. Okay. Now imagine that I want to, I'll create a folder here, C3. Now I would like to enter this. Okay, I want to enter this directory C3. Okay, so how do you change the directory? CD. Okay, either I have to type complete. Right. So I am typing CD slash home slash Lenovo, and inside that I'll be entering now in which directory I am there. I am there in C3 directory. Correct, sir? How do I go back to my home directory? Anybody? How do I go back to the home directory?
cd dot dot parent directory.
CD dot dot.
Yeah.
Okay. If I type CD dot dot, again it will take me to the home directory. One level back. It will take me one level back. So one level back means, so this is my C3 directory. One level back means it will take till here. Okay. Again I'll be placed in home Lenovo. So there is one more way of typing. Instead of typing this complete, okay, I can just type this much. Okay. This is enough. Okay. So because tilt indicates home directory. Okay. Instead of typing this complete thing, okay, I can just type this much. Okay. So tilt dash forward slash C3. So that will take me to the C3 directory. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this is about home directory. Okay. Either I can type complete or I can use a tilt symbol. Okay. So this is the example you can give. So moving on to the next topic. Okay. directory commands. Okay, so we saw different Unix simple commands, okay, in the previous class. Now we will see commands related to directory. Okay, so I'll be explaining pwd command. Okay, cd command. cd command you are almost familiar. Mkdir, why mkdir is used? Mkdir is
Directly.
making the directory, correct? Make directory. Rm command, rmdir is used for remove directory.
Removing the directory.
Okay, so nothing new. You have executed all these commands. Okay, so first going for the first command, pwd. So pwd stands for print working directory. So p stands for print, w stands for working, and d stands for directory, print working directory. Okay, so it is used for checking the current directory. So I would like to know in which directory I am there currently. Okay, which directory I am there? I am there in home Lenovo. Okay, in home directory. Inside that I am there in C3 directory. Okay, so PW will print current working directory. Okay, so you can go back one level back. Okay, so now I have come out of the C3 directory. Okay, now again I will execute the same command. Now it will show what? I am in home directory. The complete path of home directory it will show. Okay, so this is about pwd, very simple command and very useful command. Anytime if you would like to know your current working directory, you can go for this command pwd. Okay, so going on to the next command, cd command. Okay, so cd command is meant for changing the current directory. So cd, change directory. Okay, so next one, change directory. So now I'm in home directory. I would like to go for inside bin directory. Okay, how will I do it? Slash, cd slash bin. Okay, so this is it is changing the directory from the home to inside bin. Okay, it is taking me inside bin directory. Okay, simply if I type cd, what will happen? Anybody? I'm typing simple cd. Okay, and then I press enter. Okay, I'll not pass any argument. Okay, I will not pass any argument. I'll just type cd command. Okay, so what will happen? What will happen here if I type just cd?
Returns to home.
So where it will take me? It will take to the home directory, correct? So cd, if I type simple cd, it is used, if it is used without any arguments, then it will result in home directory. See, when you are explaining in the exam, okay, they may ask you explain cd command. Okay, so you have to give the examples. Okay, you have to tell what will happen if you type just cd. Okay, so how will you go back? Okay, so cd. Okay. And one more thing, so this path, what you see, okay, this path, what you see, it is called as absolute path. Okay, so whatever the path you see here, it is called as absolute path. Okay, why? Because it will start from the root. Okay, so we are starting it from the root. Okay, so that is why we call it as absolute path. Okay, so because the location of the file or whole directory starts from the root. Okay. So suppose See here, this is one path. Okay, see here, this is a path where you start from the root, correct? CD slash bin, you are starting from the root. But here we are not starting it from the forward slash, correct? We are simply typing the name of the directory. Okay, so this path is called as a relative path. Okay, so path will start from the present directory. Okay, so suppose there is one more folder here, A3. So simply you are typing cd and a directory name. Okay, we are not typing forward slash. Okay, we are not starting it from the root. So this path is called as, so these two are the example for relative paths. Okay, and this is an example for absolute path. Okay. Is it clear? Because cd you have used. Okay, see here, if I type cd dash dash, where it will take me, in which directory I'll be placed? If I type cd dot dot, huh? Home directory or in C3 directory?
C3.
Okay. So it will take one level up. Okay. So now I'm currently in which one? I am inside this A3, correct? Okay. If I type cd dot dot, it will take one level up. One level up means just back, one back. Okay. Where it will be placed? It is in E3, C3. Okay. Again here, cd dot dot, one level back. Where it will be placed? Inside C3. Okay. Again, if I type cd dot dot, again one level back. Where? Inside home directory. This is my home directory. Okay. Again, if I type cd dot dot, they will be placed in home directory. So is it clear? Any doubt in
Yes,
the
ma'am.
in today's session? Please practice. Okay, practice the commands. Okay. So when you execute at once, it may look easy, but possibility that you will get confused because you are studying so many commands. Okay. Since you are interacting with the commands, you are executing the command, it might look simple. Okay. When you execute the command, you are getting the output. Okay. But when you write the exam, you should be very clear. The command names. Okay. If something in place of D, if you write a T, everything, entire thing will become wrong. Okay. So practice. Okay. So we'll wind up the session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.